Hello everyone, this is Bloba coming at you with the first video of the MMORPG Tycoon series I'm going to be making, and the first video of this new channel. If you didn't already know, I have another channel called Monster Taming Bloba. The link will be in the description if you're interested in seeing that about various monster taming games. But without further ado, let's get on. I've already named it and selected our icon, Age of Myth. It's going to be it's going to have some influence from a variety of different sources. Just to name a few, it's going to have some influence from the video game Kinchi, Nordic and Greek mythologies, kind of both a little bit, and just that whole vibe. It's going to feature dwarves, elves, and humans, the main three races. And I've thought this out for a while, and I have to give thanks to that one playthrough. If you don't already know about him, go check him out. Look up that one playthrough, MMORPG Tycoon. Shatterstone. His Shatterstone series has inspired me to finally get around to actually recording this. As you can see over here, I have another game that I've played almost 50 hours in, and I've farmed out all the achievements for the game and everything, and I was looking for a reason to keep going. And my other save is not much to look at. It's not very super creative or anything, and I've been inspired to try to be more creative, and to do so, that's why I am loading up this game to kind of help me keep that commitment. So let's go on. I am basically positive we're going to want a story game here. We're going to look through each of them just to make sure. Yeah, we're going with story. That's the kind of game I'm going to want to do here. I did a role-playing game for my last game, and I didn't like that as much. I don't really want to attract so many social players, I think. So our main thing is obviously going to be fluff. I will also level up my bling to 5, and then put the last point into fluff. I've already done the tutorial, and yeah, that's about right. So instantly here, we got a pretty cool looking map. Need to just take a gander around and see where exactly I want to have people start. This is a very tiny island. Go to the grid and raise region. Yeah, that region is absolutely tiny. I suppose starting on an island could be cool. We probably won't start on that one though. Well, we like that. I want to make an island, I think. It's going to be more to the north. I really want to keep this formation as much as I can. We can't raise regions out here. Well, I was going to make them start on an island, but I like this look of this region so much. I'm probably just going to send it. This will be our start zone, I believe. Yeah, this will be our start zone. Now, just because I've played a lot doesn't mean I'm a pro at this game. It means that I have the absolute basics now. Like, I'm not going to make completely and utterly new mistakes, but I wouldn't try to tell you that I'm going to be the best player you've ever seen either. So, just surveying the region, I'm going to want to change a little bit. Yeah, we're going to call this New Home. I got the idea the player's going to be coming in through boats like this into here, and there's going to be a really rough frontier style settlement here. And I haven't entirely decided the direction that it's going to go, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a frontier exploration, finding ancient ruins, might find some civilizations that are already here, but the players kind of like expeditionary force. We're going to change the terrain. Instead of filled, we're going to be icy. Instead of forest, we're going to have pine forest, and then we're not going to have any mushroom grove, but we're just going to have more mountain instead of mushroom grove. There we go. Now, I don't really want to have all this. I'm just going to pause it and go through and delete everything. And so I went through and just did some busy work and deleted everything. I think it's looking more clean now. With that being said, I would like to get to work on trying to build a dock, but as I said at the beginning, I'm not the most creative person in the world, and that's why I am trying to increase my creativity by doing stuff like this. So I know that people like to use this as a dock. These tables tend to make good docks, I believe. I have to size this up pretty significantly. We'll put... I don't want to line to surface, do I? No, I don't want to line to surface. Now I'm going to go and click size smooth. I can't sink it down as far as I would like, but... yeah, that's not really working. Okay, there. I'll just move you really low down. So you can see here it's not precisely lined up. Yeah, that looks about right. I can also play around with how much of this busy work that I show on camera, if you guys like, as well. Because this is a lot of, you know, just trying to get things to line up correctly. I think that's about good. Now I'm going to want to put a little bit of scenery here. This, and then this. I'll put you a little bit too far out. Now the point of this dock is it's not supposed to be like a massive harbor. It's supposed to be more like a little part of like a more of a ramshackle town where people come in through. There might be an outpost here, maybe. Okay, yeah, let's have stuff like this. We'll have a couple of like, smaller ships here. Yep, that one. Gotta make sure it's not like super floaty. I don't want it to float off the ground, but I don't want it to be like, looks like it's sunk either. And then of course, we're gonna throw down just some various items here to make the dock look more used. Yeah, like some little ropes. We're gonna go to place on object, scale you way down. That's a little bit too low. Yeah, so it's like the ships can kind of, tether and tie up here. We're gonna have some of these ships carrying goods. Maybe have like a couple of goods already offloaded. And then you can have like a few crates. Like really big crates back here in the very back. And then barrels way too big. But yeah, then we'll have like a barrel or two offloaded there. Just to kind of give it that look. And then we have a few these traps for here. Now when I make my players, I'm going to make them really big to hopefully... we should probably go do that right now. Like design document. We'll use an NPC. We're going to want you to be something that's not what you are right now. Prefab. Let's see, what kind of prefabs do we have? Because I have an idea for what I want you to look like. Warrior is kind of okay. Walrus. I'll almost definitely be using the walrus, I imagine, but definitely not a champion. Yeah, we'll use the generic warrior. Now, one thing I will do to him, though, is I'm going to change his torso, adjust it, the scale will be really big. And then I'm going to compare him to everything else. Alright, the lampposts are still way too big. Even after scaling him up a ton. Is that safe? Oh yeah, you're huge. If I scale everything else up? Oh no, we don't want to scale the head up. Cancel. Yeah, it seems like scaling the torso up is the best we can do. I don't think scaling like the legs will do anything. Just want to throw some scenery down and see how it looks side by side for one of you. That crate's almost right. So for these lamps, we'll just redo them real quick. I feel like it's probably okay to leave the crates and barrels as they are because of they just kind of you know, they're from ships and stuff, so people can maybe carry more on the ship and then they offload it here. I think that makes sense. We'll have the generic warriors. Oh, we can't put them in just yet. Alright, there's our dock. We're gonna need a respawn point, obviously. We're probably gonna have our players spawn in this immediate area. First things first, I want to have a path go from here inland a little bit. And our little village is going to be right in here. Now when you first get in, you're going to see the inn is over here at the end of this path. It's kind of going to be like similar to like a chieftain style hut thing. I suppose we should go ahead and play our grid down to, or our network, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and pretty much network the entirety of this place. We're going to be using quite a bit of this zone. It's going to be our level 1 zone. Then we'll have a few paths that kind of go like this. And this will be more into the center of the town. And that will be kind of leading out of the town, and then kind of leading out of the town that way. I want to be careful not to spend too much money to the point where I'm not going to be able to afford to do any player stuff, but lucky to actually put the quest down. Yeah, the blacksmith can be like over here. What's the potion shop look like? I know I'm going to be using most of the fearless stuff. And then for the market stalls, but the market stalls are probably going to be closer down this way towards the docks. As people come in, the traders come in and stuff. I do want this to be more up on a hill. Like this. It's kind of like a somber hill. It's a little bit of a sheer slope, but I think that'll be fine. Oh, we can upgrade. Get a starting point. I'm not going to use the starting point just yet. Because we have some buildings to make. Now, I do kind of want I'll probably like close this in actually, yeah. So let's go ahead and grab something like this. We're not going to want to have to snap the walls on right this moment. And have something like that. That'll be the entry points. I like the vibe that gives. Now I want to be careful not to throw down too much here because I will run out of money. And we'll probably go in and start doing a little bit of customization to the houses after I get them all down. I think this will pretty well finish our starting village for now. I can actually fit a couple more markets in. Kind of get the fact there's less empty space. We have like a huge sword up here that is kind of overlooking the town. Kind of marks why the people decided to settle here for some reason. I don't think that this would be a wise idea to put this out here. So let's see about deleting this road. Putting the starting point here, because I think that would be really cool looking. Yeah, like have it do like that, and then destroy my dock, essentially. Need to move you a little bit. That fix it? Not really. We'll fix that in a moment. Can we sink you back down at all? No, we cannot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab you. Stick you right here. Precise move. Kind of a little bit buried in the snow, but it's all right. Let's see if that looks like it's lined up. Yeah, I think that's about lined up, more or less. Grab you, move you very, very slightly. Rotate you just a little bit. There we go. And I think that is the bare minimum we're going to need to get the game up and running. I'm going to do some more detailing. Yeah, have stuff like this, like these little watchtowers. Because these are a lot cheaper. These will actually be outside the walls, but that's more to help cover the area of the docks and stuff. And we're gonna have some warriors down here. It's gonna be a warrior at each of these places. Then we're gonna put down our first NPC. But to do that, we're going to need to do some designing. I think for the first player class, I don't think they have a prefab for what I want here. Look. I will be right back. And so after taking a brief look, we did not have what I was looking for, so we're gonna have to make it ourselves. Let's see, I'll go with something like this. Adjust the scale of the torso to be maxed out. We're gonna adjust the scale of the head, because that head is way too big. Probably gonna do a different torso as well. Trying to find something that's kind of like, you know, more of a barbarian style to it. I suppose this is fine. What does this change exactly? Didn't change anything, as far as I could tell. I changed the belt buckle. I'll just have more of like a leathery look to it. Oh, it's up here. That's the kind of look I was looking for here. His head's still a bit too big. I like it though. Just need to fix the scale. Forward maybe a little bit, up a little bit. Go down a little bit more. Up a little bit more. Scale down just a tiny bit more as well. A very delicate balance here. I think that's about right. Now for the arms. Okay, these are about what I'm looking for. Just gotta find them for the other side. Is this... Are there different arms for each side? Because... this looks to be about the spot that I found the other one, I thought. One moment. So, it appears, as far as I can tell, that, yeah, the arms are not available on both sides. Strange. That one's a little bit too big now. I think that is about the closest equivalent I'm going to get to what I wanted. Apply that. And for the legs, the legs need adjusting. Overall, I think that works. There we have it. It's going to be called Barbarian. What are the legs? I might keep looking. So the legs match exactly what I had in mind. And they're close enough. So first off, we're going to throw both these away. I'm going to have the 3 races be human, dwarf, and elf, and I'm going to give them each like a racial ability, kind of like, something you'd see in World of Warcraft. I'm going to make the ability first. The humans, it's going to be dirty fighting. Because we all know how humans love to fight dirty. I'm kind of looking for like a kick. There it is. Dirty fighting. The cooldown for these racials is going to be excessive. And the dirty fighting is going to cost nothing but weaken the target by 25% for 2 seconds. You have to be in melee range to use it. And it will be an instant cast though. So each race is going to have something very similar with roughly a similar power tier to that. Save this as a prefab because we're going to need it for the other humans. And then for the barbarian, we're going to have something relatively simple for a starting ability. It's just going to be called Bash. It's going to be a physical straight attack. It's going to have a generic grayish white color. And it will just do 1 damage. It will have 1 second cooldown. It's the cast. And then because that barbarians are going to use rage, Bash will just do a straight up 1 damage, which will give them a little bit of rage. Maybe 1.5, but we'll see exactly how we want that to work out. Yeah, clobber the target's actually pretty much what I was had in mind. Weaken your target with dirty bricks. Alright, that will be barbarian. Oh yeah, we need to do this. I'm going to go ahead and increase everyone's speed to be super fast. Barbarians will be a little bit on the slower side, whether around 8. 8 is going to be, actually 8 will be our default. So I'm going to have them have about 7 speed. And then, no, 8 will be the default. And then like the default will be 9, 8 will be barbarians, 10 will be like super fast classes. get the save out the way. Your base rage should be 10, that's fine. Base health will be 15. You're going to be tanky, but you're not going to be ridiculously tanky. I take about 15 hits to kill Barbarian that did, the bash. Alright. Now we're going to do something completely different for you. We're going to do our dwarf next. Our dwarf's torso can stay just like this because he's so short. I will take the hat off though, because you're not going to be like a warrior type dwarf, you're going to be a shaman. What's this? Antennas. Yeah, the dwarf will just not wear a hat. And will probably change his arms. Yeah. There, that will be the arms. I'm not sure about the torso yet, but that's our current torso. So what are you at right now? Your scale is not great. There we go. We'll apply you up. Still, everything else is still huge compared to you. So I think that will be about right. If we're going to try to put down a dwarf, where'd all my guards go? Well, if I put down a barbarian, you're about the height of that spike. A dwarf. We'll put the dwarf right here. Put a barbarian right here. The dwarf is actually bigger than the barbarian. We don't want that. So yeah, we'll shrink the dwarf back down to about size 1. To represent them being small. So you want to go back, rename the barbarian to a human barbarian. Looks like I said there's going to be various different races. Dwarf, shaman. Your first thing is going to be a dwarf special attack, which I will come back after I find the emblem for. Alright, as you can see, I put a little blurb there. It says hard your skin. It's called stone skin. It's going to protect our dwarf by 25% for 2 seconds. 60-second cooldown, instant cast. We'll use a sky beam, grayish color. The animation, I guess, can be cast. Yep, I know. Don't worry. Base mana is actually already what I wanted it to be. Dwarf Shaman will also be a little bit on the slow side. The health will be there because the dwarf will also be able to, use stone skin. That's how they're more tanky rather than just having straight up more health. And what's this look like? No, it's not what I wanted. Stone strike. This will be missile range. Have a 1-second cooldown and have a half-second cast. This will be their basic attack. It has a little bit of a cast timer on it because of the fact that it's ranged. It will be ballistic. I want to make it a brown color for, being earth. It will have that. It will have an earth effect on it. Summon stones to attack your target. Apply. And there you go. Already save your stone skin as prefab. I did not. Save it. I want to go back and make sure. I realized I didn't do the effects for this. It'll be an attack. It'll be a physical. Yeah, that's fine. The color's fine. So throw that away. And then save as prefab. There we go. Now we're moving on to the elf. We actually have a model for the elf, much like we had for the dwarf, which we will apply. We're not going to use this torso or these limbs or basically anything like that, because this is not what we want this elf to look like. We're going to apply some brand new legs. We're going to want to adjust your torso. First off, we got to make it bigger. As for your legs, I think we need to make them go down. That leg has disappeared into the ether. Well, what if we pick a different person who has more what we want and then just throw elf head on them? Because right now it seems like the elf's trying to be difficult. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, after a whole ton of finagling, I have the model down. I had to do all kinds of things to get this dang model to work. This is going to be our elf ranger. Yep, I know. Don't worry. You're also going to have lower health. You're going to have 9 speed. The rage is fine. You're going to have 2 abilities. One is going to be the elf basic attack. Or not the elf basic attack, but the elf racial ability. It's going to be kind of like a charm. I'm not really sure which of these would work best for that. Excuse me as I do a SpongeBob narrator voice. 30 years later. I found something that kind of looks like what I'm going for. It'll definitely be more of a cast. Yeah, that's a lot more of the FX I'm going for. And for this, it will stun them over time. Basically, just giving that kind of general idea that, they're going to have to charm them for 2 seconds and then they just sit there and don't do anything. Charm the target. Oops, gotta uncapitalize that. Oh, I didn't need to put anything there, apparently. This will just be charm. Alright, and then that's the ranger's basic attack. Shouldn't be too difficult. We just need to find like a little arrow attack. It's going to be pretty basic to start things off with. I'm thinking the ranger will probably do a little bit more of a cast time. Oh, here we go. Probably just arrow strike. Shooting arrow. Target. FX for this is once again going to be physical. Ballistic and attack going to be once again be a more generic gray color. It will have maybe a bit of a cooldown on it along with a cast time, but it will do slightly more damage and then have a missile range. So these guys would, their DPS is 0.5, 0.8 for you, 1.0 for you, and 1.0 for you. So what if I just increase this to do straight up 2 damage then? I do not want the shaman to be out DPSing though. So your damage output is 1.0. He's finally in range. Well, you're doing 1 damage a second. That makes sense considering the cooldown is just more of a mechanical gimmick. Oh yeah, prefab. Yep, everything's there. Not sure what happened to all the guards I put down. Need to rename these guys. They're not fiends. You guys are going to be warriors. Kind of like generic guards, if you will. And then we'll give a quest giver, which is going to be a dwarf. And then your thing is going to be telling them to like turn around and help people unload. A couple more of these generic guards in the back here. Help unload the goods. And then we're going to need to go actually edit our... We need to edit a lot of things actually. I'm going to go edit our design. Change how our XP and leveling works. We don't want prefabs anymore. Can we turn that off, please? Strange. Prefabs will stay open everywhere, but I had to go turn that off. But anyways, we're gonna make it so monsters, you need 100 monsters. Level up. The boost per level will be a flat 50% boost. Now we'll do 100% boost because that'll make it easier to balance. I think this XP reward system is relatively good. I am not going to worry about this too much here because that we're not going to be using that kind of XP system. So, for this, we need 5,000 XP to level up. So, he's not going to give you any gold for this, but he will give, well, yeah, he'll give you like 5 gold. Because right now, the way the game works, it's not possible to actually do anything with the in regards to monsters, like how much gold monsters drop. And for here, he'll just send you in. He already gave you the pay to help unload it, half now, half later. I think 50 XP is better for my sanity. Yeah, and this will be it's going to be called Deliver the Goods. It's just simply you deliver the goods over to this tavern. This tavern is going to be called Whale's Tooth. It's going to be the Whale's Tooth Tavern. Don't ask what name. It's just kind of like a, random name I can't put off the top of my head. And with that, we're almost ready. I would like to flesh out things a little tiny bit more, but I don't want to spend all video doing that. We will actually make our first monster now. I don't need the prefabs for this. I do need this prefab because I don't want it to be a walrus. Got walrus. He's going to be relatively tanky. About 10 health. About 5 rage. Gonna be pretty dang slow at about 7. With the gore attack. Now remember, the players here are not gonna have a lot to help them because that the other one, they're more about they just deal damage and kind of have a little bit things. Rend the target with your tusk. Yeah, we're gonna need to make this a little bit easier on them because they're not gonna have a lot to go with at level 1. This is gonna be some straight damage with a little bit of damage over time. Damage over time is going to be like 5 seconds. It's going to be 0.05, and it's going to have a 5-second cooldown on it. This is not going to be very great. We're going to change the name. Walrus. Another ability for the walrus. It's going to be a little bit more oomph to it. Where does it go? Be right back. And we're going to have this be body slam, as you can see here. Not going to do 3 damage. It will do a solid 1 damage, though. And we'll have this be a sky beam because it's like he's, jumping down on top of you. Slam your body into target. And then I think we'll make Gore do 2 damage total. And then cost like 1 rage to use as well. So the Walrus doesn't necessarily start with Gore. So his ultimate DPS is slightly more than a player, but he has much less health than the Barbarian, and he also has much slower speed than the other ones, so he should be able to be easily kited around and whatnot. With that being said, we're gonna put some walruses down now. We want this zone to be absolutely crowded. I think I might even extend it a little bit. We'll extend it down the coast. And then there's just going to be some NPCs that kind of chill in here. And we got like this guy who like owns the tavern. And he's like, hey, why don't you go help me get some walrus fat? And then this will give you a little bit more XP and a little bit gold. He's only going to ask you to like kill like one of them. Not going to ask you to thin the walruses though. He's like, yeah, dude, help me get some walrus fat. And then he's like, yeah, I should do a town. You know what? We'll put him over here. Pay your well, pay your respects. I'm gonna pay you, but this will also give you like 50 XP. Because like, hey, you're new in town. You gotta come over here and like, pay your respects to everybody. Hey, you come over and you're like, yeah, I gotta go pay my respects to this to the people here, and then we're gonna have like an NPC up here who's like a quest giver, who's like an elf ranger. It's like a slightly out of the way path. It goes up here. And then you have to kind of walk up there. And then they'll have some quests for you that will tie into the main story. Which for right now is only going to be one thing. This will be 100 XP for listening to them. It can be called Tales of Old. And it keeps telling me that he's getting like 500 XP. Is that fake such a on again? Yeah, alright. So overall, we need 5,000 XP for this area. We're not going to count doing those quests. We have 250. And 350 XP so far. We will extend this guy's quest line just a little bit. It's basically telling you to go check out the blacksmith. iron. And then he'll also have you go check out the potions. I'm just telling you about the town. This one will be called Blood of the Fallen, because that you're going to become one of the Fallen if you don't come over here and check out these potions. And I think that should be pretty dang good. Oh no, you're not supposed to give 10 gold for paying your respects. I do want to do some more touching up. Apparently the guards respond. So I'm going to take them away. I did not mean to have that. I want to do some more touching up on this, but just for the sake of things moving along, we'll probably not do so just yet. What we will do is we'll throw down a couple of trainers. Going to be kind of centralized around this area. So everyone will be able to find these trainers. Oh yeah, I need to change the design of the walruses to make them bigger. Maybe some gargantuan walruses. Those are some big walruses. And then, curiously, wow, that's a gargantuan walrus when you fit it that big. Yeah, body is pretty big relative to the size of the buildings, like that. But I think this video has probably gone on for long enough. We will try to finish up the zone more or less in the next video. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment below if you'd like to be named after someone. I may even name you after one of the first people that come in. But this has been Bloba Plays with MMORPG Tycoon 2. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. It would mean a lot to me helping get the channel started. And please check the comments below. I will be posting a comment telling a little bit of lore about the game in every video. Once again, inspired by that one playthrough. If you haven't already checked them out, please go do so. Until next time, hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time. Bye-bye.